So if I were to look at this as a boxing match between the two titans, the US and China, and the US is violating every international law you can think of.
Yeah.
They're printing money. They're breaking every economic law. America looks like it's got its back against the ropes. That's what it looks like to me. How Genghis Khan eventually invaded the Song dynasty from the north. So people who are holding physical gold and silver coins are just getting richer. And that's the thing that we're trying to communicate to our audience, to say, it's not all doom and gloom if you know how to position yourself. I think in the same vein, America is probably going to continue to print to support its efforts in Venezuela. And that's going to continue supporting the gold price. The dollar gets weaker.
Yeah.
The gold price gets stronger against the dollar. So people who are holding physical gold and silver coins are just getting richer.
Yeah.
As America invades more countries, if you have gold and silver, you're just getting richer.
Yeah. Africa, welcome back to another episode of The Money Revolution. We are a podcast that empowers you to build wealth through the sharing of information and ideas about how money really works. Very, very, very excited for today's episode. I have my co-host with me, Ghost Money. Welcome back, Ghost Man.
Thank you, my brother. Always good to be back with you. And I know you got a really hot topic this morning.
Yeah, very, 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 very hot, massive, big topic that I want us to discuss. But before we go into it, I want to remind our viewers about our sponsors in Stokvel Gold. Africa, here at the Money Revolution, we are sponsored by Stokvel Gold. Stokvel Gold, as we've told you time and time again, is an authorized dealer in both gold and silver coins, and they are registered with the Financial Intelligence Center. Africa, Stokvel Gold assists us and many more global clients with their gold and silver purchases at the lowest prices that you are going to get anywhere on the market. Now, I want to encourage you, Africa, if you are interested in commencing your own gold and silver journey whilst also expanding your investment portfolio, to hit the Stokvel Gold link in the episode description below, and they will take good care of you. Now, I will once again be your host, Masijela Wagamantu. We encourage you, Africa, to like, to share, and to comment on all of our content, and to also follow us on all of our social media pages, and the links will be put in the episode description below. Ghost Money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are seeing, so today we are discussing the 9th of January's edition of the Business Day.
Okay.
Yeah. So just at the top here, there's a headline talking about the Venezuelan attack. Yeah. By Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So I think this is very interesting. And it's something that not a lot of people know. After they captured Maduro, the president the former president in Venezuela, they paraded him in the New York streets. Do you know that he was?
So it's just sick. I mean, who does that?
Who does that? So it's very cynical of the US to do something like that. Yeah. But I want us to angle this story from and look at it from a gold geopolitical point of view, and see how this has an impact on the gold prices and also silver as well. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. So the headline says that Trump gives a Venezuelan gift to the gold market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it says that as a subheading, it says the world still needs safe haven investments, and there are few contenders for the yellow metal crown. few contenders.
Few contenders.
Yeah.
What are some of those contenders? Or what were the old contenders? Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
In the past, government bonds were the biggest contender. It was either gold or
the bonds.
government bonds.
Yeah.
And government bonds had an edge over gold because, number one, the US government was presumed to be a flawless creditor. And number two, government bonds pay interest. Gold doesn't pay interest.
Gold doesn't have any monetary interest.
So government bonds were always just a little bit ahead of gold as a safe haven.
Edge. Yeah.
That's changing. That's changing. What does the story have?
That's changing very well, right? So he says that even before last week's US military actions against Venezuela, there was ample reason to believe 2026 would be another good year for gold prices. So this is the opening statement for the article. And they make reference to the fact that over the past year, which is the 2025 year, gold prices increased by a whopping 65%. And they're saying this is the fastest pace of a rate of increase since 1979. Yeah. So basically the context of this article, they're saying these aggressive attacks by the United States on Venezuelan territory will only work to exacerbate and increase this huge surge that gold has been in over the past year or so.
I tend to agree. Yeah? I've got a chart open in front of me here, and I'm just looking at it.
Yeah.
The Venezuelan attack was what, 2nd January? Around
the first week of Jan.
It was literally after New Year.
Yeah, 2nd or 3rd.
Literally after New Year. 2nd or 3rd of January.
Yeah.
I can tell you on the 2nd of January,
the
gold market closed at a spot price per ounce of $4,323 per ounce. Okay, keep that number in there.
Yeah, 4,000.
4,323. Yesterday, being Friday.
Yeah, the 9th.
The 9th.
Yeah.
It closed at 4,509. Okay? So that's a gain of, let's do the math.
Yeah, let's do the math.
Let's do the quick math.
4.3.
So the audience can see that this story is spot on.
Yeah.
Pulling out my calculator here. So what we do is we take 4,509 minus 4,323. It's $186 movement. Okay. As a percentage, 4,323. That's already a 4.5% move
within a couple of days.
In 6 days.
Yeah.
4.5% in 6 days. That is astronomical.
That's huge.
You know, most stock exchange investments, you're doing well if you get 10% in a year.
In a whole year long. Yeah.
In a year.
Yeah.
So I think that article is definitely onto something. What else do I say?
Yeah. So I think even before we go a little bit deeper into this article, what are your thoughts on the US being this aggressive? What's your take on it? Is it, what is Trump signaling on a geopolitical stand or viewpoint? What is he signaling to his quote unquote competitors in the form of the US, in the form of China and Russia, by making this bold move?
You know, the sense that I get, if you watch a boxing match, okay, 2 heavyweight boxers, when you get to the 8th round, the 9th round, getting towards the end of the fight, the boxer who starts breaking the rules is feeling like he's losing the fight. The boxer who starts ignoring the ref, is the one that's losing the fight. Normally, the boxer who is on top,
he's very calm.
He's confident, he's calm, he's playing by the rules, he's sticking to a strategy.
His own strategy,
Correct. And in this instance, I think China is sticking to the rules. They're not violating any country's sovereign territory. They're not violating any international law. They're not violating any treaties, diplomatic relations. So if I were to look at this as a boxing match between the two titans, the US and China, and the US is violating every international law you can think of. They're printing money. They're breaking every economic law. America looks like it's got its back against the ropes. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Yo, I tend to have a very, I don't know, it's quite a very different take, right? Because I think we grew up in a generation where the world is quite peaceful, right? There isn't a lot of war as compared to how it was back when there was World War One, Two, and Three, and World War One and Two, right? So there's almost a propensity to think that the world is a peaceful place. When someone attacks someone, we tend to say, yeah, no, that is morally wrong. That is, you shouldn't be doing that. But in truth, the world is not a peaceful place. If I have the biggest military, and it's shown itself to be that way in the past, where countries would invade other countries and they would take their resources. And to some extent, what Trump is doing, he can justify it and say, no, I'm doing it for the American people. I'm doing it for my people. And I also like, in a way that, and not from a moral standpoint, but I like how he is aggressive and assertive about it, and say, yeah, we're gonna take the oil there and we're gonna get it cheap because we're doing it for the American people.
Look, I hear that, but I think the trouble with that line of thinking is that there's a reason why we have a world order. Okay, we have a world order because in the 1930s and early 1940s, a certain politician by the name of Hitler
the infamous Hitler
conducted himself in the same way as Trump. Hitler decided, I'm going to invade Poland. I'm going to invade Austria. I'm going to invade all the neighbors from which I can gain territory, from which I can raid the central banks,
take gold,
and take
reserves,
gold from their reserves. Basically, I'm going out there and I'm taking what you got, man.
And
you can't defend yourself
because I'm bigger.
Because I'm bigger,
better,
I'm better and stronger. And I stand to be corrected. I don't know the exact figures, but I know World War II, the number of deaths were in the millions. Not hundreds of thousands. They were in the millions. And I mean, we know that 6 million Jews were gassed in the gas chambers. So those numbers were probably close to 10 million. We can probably Google to check the exact figure.
That's probably quite a huge number.
The reality is, as much as it's true, it is in human nature to, if you're walking alone on Bree Street in Johannesburg, going to catch a taxi, and 3 guys come and you're alone, they are stronger than you, and they'll rob you. They'll take your phone, they'll take your wallet. But might is not necessarily right. You see, because you can never have peace when you've got that kind of a mindset. And ultimately, peace is the most treasured quality of human existence
here on
with
Earth.
one another. So I don't want to get too philosophical, but my objection with that approach would be to say he may be acting in inverted commas in the interests of America.
Of the American people,
But when you break the international order, it's going to hurt the American people.
It's
going to hurt.
And it has ramifications way beyond the American people as well.
Gold increasing being one of them. And remember that the gold price going up, and I always say this to people, gold is a piece of metal. If you put it on the table for 100 years, it just sits there, and it stays as that piece of metal.
For those years.
It doesn't become bigger, it doesn't become better, it doesn't do a song and dance, it doesn't become a fortune teller, it just stays what it is. So when you're seeing the dollar price of gold going up, what you're actually seeing is the value of the dollar going down
against the gold itself. And I think also that's why here at the Money Revolution, we encourage physical ownership of the actual metal, whether it be it gold and silver. You have to have it in your own hands to say, no, this is the metal and I own it and I have it here with me. Unlike some of the paper derivatives markets, ETFs and all of that.
Absolutely.
Because you don't actually have a claim on the physical metal itself.
And you also don't know how much gold is in those vaults.
You
have a paper claim from an ETF. You don't know how many other people have a paper claim on the same ounce of gold. You see.
That's that.
We should actually do an episode on that, because I think some people will say Yeah, I've bought some gold ETFs
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
stock exchange. So whenever I need to go and fetch my gold, I take the certificate and I go to the ETF and I ask for physical.
Yeah.
We'll do an episode.
On that some other time. So I think also just reverting back to this move that Trump did, right? And I want to ask you a question, particularly relating to how normally collapses are accelerated by these types of acts of war. Because normally we can take it back. Zimbabwe funded the
Congo.
Congo,
Yes.
right? And it accelerated their hyperinflation. Even in the past, we encourage viewers to go back and look at some of our previous episodes when we've discussed some of these
China.
historical,
The Song Dynasty we talked about.
Song Dynasty,
The Ming Dynasty. You know, how Genghis Khan eventually invaded the Song Dynasty from the north.
Yeah.
Because the Song Dynasty had been producing fake copper money.
Yeah,
And that fake copper money collapsed the Song Dynasty's economy.
Yeah.
And so Genghis Khan literally just walked in
And said,
and took over what was left over there.
yeah.
So I think in the same vein, America is probably going to continue to print to support its efforts in Venezuela. And that's going to continue supporting the gold price. The dollar gets weaker.
Yeah.
The gold price gets stronger against the dollar. So people who are holding physical gold and silver coins are just getting richer.
Yeah.
As America invades more countries, if you have gold and silver, you're just getting richer.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing that we're trying to communicate to our audience, to say, it's not all doom and gloom if you know how to position yourself.
On all of these things. And I know that you're a historian, and I was actually excited when you recall some of these in previous historical events, like the Genghis Khan and everything. But here's another interesting headline in the same newspaper, right? It talks about Trump seeks 1.5 trillion military budget. So the US President Donald Trump says that the 2027 US military budget should be $1.5 trillion.
Up from?
So this is significantly higher than the 901 billion. This is the figure that's already been approved for the current year of 2026.
So look, 1.5 compared to 900.
Yeah,
that's almost double.
That's actually
let's do the math. Let's do the math.
Yeah, let's do the math. It's probably double
1.5
or just under that.
Minus 9.
Yeah.
Right? It's an increase of 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Sorry. No. I've got my calculation on 1.5.
Minus 1.
Minus 0.9.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 0.6. Okay. Divide by 0.9. That's a 66% increase.
So it's more than double.
66% increase.
Yeah. More than 50%.
So you can see this is on the same day's newspaper.
Yeah, same day.
The one article is saying the Venezuelan attack is good for gold price.
Yeah.
The other article is saying increase military budget.
Yeah. And
why is it increasing the military budget?
Yeah. And it ties into a lot of other big and major concepts, because increase in the military budget automatically means that there is potentially will be deficit spending.
Absolutely.
Right? Because his justification, or what he says, is that the tariffs that he has imposed on other countries will pay for these this increase in military spending. But that is almost like a whitewash.
You know what you're reminding me of?
Yeah.
The whole deficit spending, military intervention, where's the money going to come from? It reminds me of a story I once came across. Where the analyst is saying, could America revalue
the gold price? Okay, yeah, I think I've seen something.
Because apparently on America's balance sheet,
it's priced.
The gold price is still at the 1971 price.
I think it's $37.
$35 per ounce.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which is, I think, the 1971 price when they took us off the gold standard.
That's correct.
We'll fact check and we'll confirm that.
It's 1971 and it's $35. So I've heard, and I've actually even heard Trump
talk about
saying we need to revalue our gold reserves.
Yeah.
Why is the gold price 4,500?
Yeah. But
on our
on
balance sheet, it's $35.
Yeah.
So that's a factor of more than 100 times. So America could expand its balance sheet significantly. I think the number is like 2 trillion or 3 trillion.
When you multiply it by the new value and their reserves.
Correct.
Okay. So saying that it will increase their balance sheet, right?
Then they can borrow more money.
Can borrow more money against it.
Without collapsing their currency. So, the fact that such things are already being talked about means that it may very well happen. Now, viewers need to think about this.
Yeah.
If the book price of gold in the American vault is 35,
yeah,
and the market price is 4,500,
yeah.
When the book price gets changed to 4,500, what happens to the market price?
Yeah.
I see you licking your lips.
Yeah.
I see you licking your lips there.
I actually didn't think about that.
Yeah,
That's very, very, very huge at this point.
This is why we say we are in the period of the biggest wealth transfer in the history of humankind. So a viewer who's just sitting with 2 gold coins,
man,
or maybe 10 silver coins,
yeah.
will be absolutely shocked at how much wealth those coins are going to create.
Oh, ghost money. What are you doing to me? Okay. Yeah, no. Oh, no, I'm lost for words. Based on what you've said now. And then we'll wrap it up and we'll call this to a conclusion. Africa, we thank you for joining us on another very exciting episode of the Money Revolution. This conversation was very enriching. We hope that it was also enriching to you. I want to remind you, Africa, that as an educational platform, we want to open your eyes to the true realities of what is currently happening in our financial systems so that you can take actionable steps to protect yourself from what is coming. On that note, I'm going to encourage you to hit the Stokvel Gold link in the episode description below and start your own gold and silver journey. Now, Africa, I want to say, let's continue to wake up the masses. Let's continue to understand how money really works. And remember, Africa, if it's paper, it will definitely perish.